Hey, what's up, y'all? It is your straight edge underdog, Anime Rocker 17, and I'm here with my review of Destination X for July 18th, 2013. I was really excited to see this because, as they kept saying, it was a pay-per-view event done on free TV, Destination X, where the X Division takes center stage, and I was really excited to see it. And I saw it yesterday. I know this review's a little late, but like a dumbass, I did not take notes. And I also forgot to... Well, it's not that I forgot. It's just I had certain distractions preventing me from doing this earlier. So I actually have to keep looking at the results to remember everything that happened. And okay, here's the show. The show started off with a promo. Like the opening segment was Bully Ray talking shit about he's gonna beat up Chris Sabin and stuff. Then he calls out Brooke, and I missed this. I did not see this part. The rest of this opening segment, I did not see. So yeah, yay for me, I missed that. Then, like I said, I had certain distractions that prevented me from watching this all the way through. First match of the night was a Bound for Glory series match. Austin Aries versus Bobby Roode. And Bobby Roode came out with his Twilight Sparkle bathrobe just like I thought he would. I mean, I know the color is a little off, but if you look at it, that is, without a shadow, it's a Twilight Sparkle bathrobe. It's like, yeah. Austin Aries also came out with a little cape of his. A little cape that said, greatest man who ever lived. Whatever. Yeah, it's good for him. And he also sports some sideburns, some new sideburns. Some people say they're like CM Punk-esque sideburns. I guess I would disagree. Because they look like the sideburns from a supervillain from Justice League. I'm not sure which one, but I think I've seen that facial hair in Justice League. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, this was an okay match. It was a little slow for me. I prefer faster style matches. But it wasn't bad. It was just okay, and it was a little too slow for me. The only part that I thought was really exciting was the finish, because the finish was all about who's going to hit their finisher first, Austin Aries or Bobby Roode. Austin Aries hit it first with the Brainbuster. Got 7 points with the 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Bobby Roode still in the bottom of the barrel with 0 points in the Bound for Glory series. Dang. Too bad for that guy, right? Afterwards, we get a little backstage segment with Hernandez, Chavo, and the returning Homicide. And that was pretty cool. And it was Chavo was saying stuff like how Chavo's going to win the X Division title. Hernandez is going to win the Bound for Glory series. It's going to end up being Chavo versus Hernandez, which I think is a cool idea, but I don't think it'll ever happen. Also, Mr. Anderson mentioned the cut of Doc. Doc was released from Impact Wrestling, which sucks, but whatever. I really do like Doc. He was, you probably know him better as Luke Gallows from the Straight Edge Society. I thought he was really cool then. He was really cool now, but whatever. Him and Impact Wrestling just couldn't meet end-to-end business-wise. So, but yeah, it's no hard feelings, nothing bad. That's just the way business falls out, I guess. Next up was an X Division qualifying match. Now, they had 3 X Division qualifying matches because there's some sort of new rule that all X Division matches regarding the title have to be in triple threat matches, which I think is okay. It's a pretty good way to spice things up, you know? Because we don't see a lot of triple threat matches lately. It's in WWE, it's once every blue freaking moon. But like I said, it's a good way because we don't see Triple threat matches are not exactly common. I don't think people like to do them, but this is a good way to keep it fast paced and keep the excitement going. They had 3 X Division qualifying matches. One for the past, guys who previously fought in the X Division and are now returning. One match of the present, X Division guys they already have, and one of the future, new guys who are signing up and who are the future of the X Division. I got surprises in each one. The first match was the Indian Prophet Sanjay Dutt versus Homicide. I'm sorry. I'm fucking up my own review. Versus the inventor of the Canadian Destroyer Flip Piledriver, Petey Williams. Now, this was a pretty cool match. Pretty entertaining. Very fast, very exciting. What I expect from an X Division match. And I really did like it. The winner ended up being Sanjay Dutt with this very interesting double stomp moonsault off the top rope. That was pretty sweet. So I can't wait to see this guy in Ultimate X next week. Afterwards, we got Chavo Guerrero versus Kenny King versus Manic in the next X Division qualifying match. This was another good match, and what I noticed in the previous match and this one was that they did some really interesting spots where 2 guys would be blocking up, like grappling each other. And then the 3rd guy would try to come in and interfere, but one of the other 2 dudes will just put him in a move. And it'll be like a 3-ring move or something. I know I'm not explaining it very well. I'm not very articulate right now. How do I say it? For example, was it... Okay. Manic had... Was it Manic? I'm just going to say it was Manic. For example, this is just an example off the top of my head. Manic had... What was it? Kenny King, I think it was. No, it was in the first match. Sanjay Dutt had... Petey Williams had Sanjay Dutt in a leg lock, right? And Homicide tries to run in and break up the move, right? But Petey Williams just throws Homicide in a suplex while still leg locking Sanjay Dutt. That was cool. Not only did that happen, but shit like that happened in this match too, with Manic, Kenny King, and what's the last one? Chavo Guerrero. But in the end, Manic wins with that double hook move, double hook gutbuster, and he goes on to fight in Ultimate X next week. Keep fucking up my own review. Anyway, we got a backstage segment with Hulk Hogan and Chris Sabin. Unfortunately, I did not catch most of it. I only caught the ending, which was pretty cool. It was still pretty cool. And here we get the Main Event Mafia coming in. Main Event Mafia comes in. It says, "We're here to challenge the Aces and Eights. Come on out so we can kick your ass." That's when Anderson comes out on the big screen and says, "Hey, we're having some drinks. Why don't you come back here with us?" And Samoa Joe says, "Hey, you're thirsty. Are you thirsty? We're thirsty. We're going to go there. We're going to drink your fucking drinks. And then we're going to bust your fucking heads in." And the entire time that they slowly made their way down the ramp, I just kept saying out loud, "It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap." And big goddamn fucking surprise, they got to the back and they get jumped. Guess what? It was a trap. I saw it coming from a fucking mile away. How come the smartest guys in wrestling could not see an obvious fucking trap? And then they separate Kurt Angle from all the others. Bully Ray punches him about like 3 times or something, throws him into a wall, then throws him in the back of the truck, and the truck speeds off. So the Aces and Eights just kidnapped Kurt Angle. Okay, moving on. Last X Division qualifying match. This time of the future. 3 new dudes who signed up. and are now presented as the future of the X Division. Now, this match I liked the least of the 3 qualifying matches and the most at the same time, and I'll tell you why. It's because of the guys wrestling. First guy who comes out is dude named Rubix. Guy in a mask. And you can see from the pattern on his mask, pattern on his tights, patterns on his wristbands, I guess. The guy has a fucking puzzle piece gimmick. What the fuck is that? It's a fucking puzzle piece gimmick. Who the fuck gets a fucking puzzle piece gimmick? No, like I'm not being figurative here. I mean, literally, the guy's mask and design was shaped out like little pieces of a little jigsaw puzzle. Who the fuck does that? That's fucking stupid! I mean, I've heard of some dumbass, shitty gimmicks before. But how do you come up with this? It's a dude. Were you at the fucking toy store and decide to, like, the first toy you point at, that's the gimmick you're gonna go with, but you accidentally missed the G.I. Joe section and the Transformers section, all the cool toys, and you accidentally pointed to the arts and crafts section and landed on a fucking puzzle? Not only did you land on a fucking puzzle, you landed on a fucking puzzle of nothing. It's just a puzzle. There's no actual picture when you put it together. It's just a puzzle. This is dumb. And it was so fucking distracting. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I know there are some stupid ass gimmicks, and there's some really good ones, but this is, oh my god. Fucking puzzles, really? Okay, no more of that. I did my rant of the fucking puzzle man. The guy's name is fucking Rubik's too. What, Rubik's Cube? You couldn't have a Rubik's Cube gimmick? Come on, man. It's a fucking... Just have a bunch of squares and have them different... You know what? Okay, I said I would stop. I'm sorry. I'm stopping. Next dude was Rockstar Spud, a really scrawny little dude who was not cut at all. No abs, no rips. He's small. He's not that bad, but he ain't got no cuts. So I could not take this guy seriously. He had one of the most lamest Rockstar gimmicks. This guy's fucking gimmick was also bad. The way he presented it was also really bad, because you got 3MB, and their gimmick is that they're like rock stars, but they never actually play rock. They just sort of do the air guitar. They don't even come... And if you were to get the lameness of each member of 3MB separately, then put it together, and then put it in one dude, that's Rockstar Spud. I mean, my god, even I wanted to go in the ring and just give this fucking dude a wedgie, because that's how... Oh, man. That's how bad he looked. Like, no one's gonna... Oh, who's gonna take this guy seriously? He's worse than Heath Slater. Because at least Heath Slater looks like he's fit. You know, at least Heath Slater looks like he does exercise. This guy fucking looks like me. And the last one, and the reason why this was one of my favorite matches of the night, was a dude named Greg Marciullo. Greg Marciullo made his debut on this night, and I'm very familiar with Greg Marciullo. Of course, you all probably know him better as Trent Beretta from the WWE. Now, I used to do reviews of NXT Redemption, and I liked it for a while. I thought it was the best wrestling show of the week, better than fucking Raw or SmackDown for the longest fucking time, because of Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, Showtime Percy Watson, Yoshi Tatsu, and Greg Marciullo. Of course, I called him Trent Beretta back then, but yeah, he was pretty cool. So it was good to see, for me, it was good to see him again, and he really did spice up this match. He pulled off some really sweet moves. It was fast, it was exciting, and he nailed the victory against Rockstar Spud. And it was a good fought victory. He was obviously the better of the three. He was the shining gem of the match, and it was a good match. And I'm glad he won. It's because he's got at least a little bit of star power. Because people recognized him. They chanted Trent Beretta for a few seconds. Trent Beretta, but just for a little bit, not that long. Because he was kicking ass. You can't just ignore that. And yeah, so next week it will be Ultimate X for the newly designed X Division title, which is not a bad design. I just kind of hope it's not as small as it looks. It will be Ultimate X next week. My boy Greg Marchullo versus Manik versus the Indian Prophet Sanjay Dutt, and we'll see how that turns out. I'm expecting it to be very exciting because these were like some of the best matches of the evening. They were the best matches of the night. So I gotta say that what people have been saying about Impact Wrestling, about the X Division, is correct. If they feature these guys, these are a big highlight over WWE. Like WWE, Vince McMahon does not like cruiserweight baby faces. There are some guys in the back there who don't like cruiserweights at all. They don't like high-flying dudes because they think, oh, it's just a circus act. It's nothing it's just a bunch of flips and nothing's actually there. Bullshit. These guys are just as good as anyone else. Rey Mysterio, guys like Rey Mysterio and John Morrison, those high-flying dudes, they are just as fucking good as heavy hitters like, I don't know, all the other big dudes that they love, like John Cena or whatever. He's better than John Cena. Fuck John Cena. I hate that guy. So yeah, like I said, the X Division is a big feature on Impact Wrestling that I think they should really push. Because that's something that's an fast, exciting part of professional wrestling that WWE doesn't like to feature or highlight. Because, I don't know, because they're stupid, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Anyway, next up is Mickie James is going to cut a promo saying how she's so great and she did a performance and everyone in Music City loves her. It's like, look at all the crowds of people who came to see my performance. Bitch, I counted. There were like 15 people, okay? Don't get your nipples too hard. And then Gail Kim comes out and she's all like, first of all, you suck. Second, I'm going to kick your ass. And third, no one gives a crap about your shitty country performance. All they're talking about is my great performance in that ladder match last week. And I raised my hand and I said, yup, that's true. You kicked ass in that ladder match, Gail. And I cannot stress this enough. That was cool. A women's match that was wrestling that did not end in a fucking roll-up after 30 seconds on national television. I haven't seen that in a long, long time. And not only was it that, it was pretty good. There are some good spots, and these knockouts took some big bumps. Better than some dudes would ever take. You know who I'm talking about. And here's the thing. Gail Kim came out in like a short skirt, and after a little while, Gail Kim and Mickie James started like tussling and fighting each other. Like, okay, you know wrestling is predetermined. You know, there's a script. You know all that. So, if she knew that, why did she come out in a short skirt? She knew she was going to get into a fight. And all I kept saying, I swear to God, all I kept saying to my uncle, because he was watching it with me, all I kept saying to him was that they're black. And yeah, I kind of expected them to be black. I didn't expect to see them, but yeah, I saw them, and they're black. They are black. I saw them several times. If you didn't want anyone to see, you probably should have put on something underneath. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, they were black. Austin Aries approaches Chris Sabin in the back, and Austin Aries says, "Hey, I'm rooting for you, Chris Sabin. I'm pulling for you. I hope you beat Bully Ray. And you defeated me. I defeated Bully. Therefore, by algebra, you're going to beat Bully Ray. And all I'm thinking is, that's mathematical, dude. Like, algebra rules. Thank God for that. Yay. Seriously, algebra and wrestling? You know what? Never mind. I don't care. And, yeah, then we see AJ Styles cut like a segment where he says next week he's going to fight Jeff Hardy in a Bound for Glory series match. He's going to go in. He's going to get his points. Because Impact Wrestling, it's no place for heroes. And, yeah, he said, I've been the hero, I've been the villain, I've been everything. But now I'm just going to be one thing, a winner. And that was a cool promo, you know, very dark, very gritty. All I kept thinking was, why is he wearing a cap and a hoodie indoors? Like the hood was up. Yeah, why would you need a cap and a hood indoors to keep the light that you could turn off with the switch out of your eyes? I probably should have taken it more seriously. I like AJ Styles. I'm not harping on him. I'm just... Yeah, a cap and a hood indoors. I'm sorry. No. Skip. And then, TNA World Championship match. Bully Ray versus Chris Sabin. You know, a lot of build-up. Bully Ray tells Chris, hey, I'm going to take out your knees. I'm telling you right now. Because there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I'm going to take out your knees. Because Chris Sabin has had surgery on both his knees. Torn ACLs. Pretty bad. And Chris Sabin goes up to him and says, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to win. There's nothing you can do to stop it. So then they're having their match. And, you know, I've never found Bully Ray to be scary or intimidating at all. Seriously, I just can't find the guy scary. His voice is a little too cartoonish for me. And this is coming from the guy who watches cartoons all the damn time. And the face he makes during the versus pictures, it's always the same fucking droopy, angry face. Like he's pulling the ends of his mouth down as hard as he can. What the fuck kind of face? Dude, just make a... even in WWE, he made that fucking face. Come on, man. Bully Ray, you know this is serious. You know, stop making funny faces. But, no, that's the way he does it. But I've never found him intimidating or scary at all. And I'm not too familiar with Chris Sabin, but from what I've seen, I do like it. And I hope to see more of it. But Bully Ray was kicking Chris Sabin's ass. He was ripping off his knee pads, trying to take off the laces on his boots. And yeah, bottom line, that's what happened. I mean, Chris Sabin kept getting in some offense, but that was like every once in a while. You know, and it wasn't too big offense either. It was just a couple of shots to the face, a couple of shots to the body, a couple of kicks here, a couple of elbows. But Bully dominated for most of the match. And then the Aces and Eights came in. And then the Main Event Mafia came in. And Kurt Angle was with them. Yeah, they kidnapped Kurt Angle, but he showed up in the main event when the Main Event Mafia came to face the Aces and Eights. And I was thinking, of course Kurt Angle came back. Of course, you punched Kurt Angle like 3 times. Then you loaded him on the truck, and you had all of one guy guarding him. Come on, did you really think that Kurt Angle wasn't just gonna, I don't know, get up from the back of the truck, beat the crap out of that dude, steal the keys, take the truck back to the arena, and just meet up with the rest of the Main Event Mafia? Did you really think that wasn't gonna happen? Bully, dude, you're kind of a fucking idiot, but whatever, man. I mean, it's your plan. I mean, you had one guy guarding Kurt Angle, all of one dude. You have 6 members of Aces and Eights, and you couldn't distribute or regulate responsibility there, guy? You couldn't plan this out better? I still can't get over this. It's Kurt Angle, you know? It's Kurt fucking Angle. And you had one guy guarding him. You know what? Way to go, Bully. Way to go. But in the end, Chris Sabin does a missile dropkick, knocks out Bully Ray, knocks the ref that's next to him. Devon tosses in the ball peen hammer. A big fight erupts with main event Mafia and Aces and Eights fighting down the ramp. Bully Ray picks up Chris Sabin for a powerbomb, but turns out Chris Sabin grabbed that ball peen hammer, smashes it on Bully Ray's head, falls on Bully Ray, seated senton style, referee pins. 1, 2, 3. And we have a new champion. Chris Sabin is your new Impact Wrestling TNA World Heavyweight Championship champion. Sorry. And did I like the show? Yeah, I did. I did like the show. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get to see Gunner and Storm. I do really like those guys. I'm glad I didn't have to see Jay Bradley. But it really shows. I'm glad that they took a day to show off the X Division free TV because they're fast, they're fun, exciting guys. They're a real highlight to Impact Wrestling. Unlike some of the other guys. I expected the show to be great, but it was just good. So I'm disappointed. I'm just not too disappointed. Because the X Division matches were exciting. They really did bring it. Bobby Roode Austin Aries match was surprisingly boring until the end. And the Chris Sabin Bully Ray match wasn't that great. But it happened, and it was okay. So, overall, it's an okay show. Glad I saw it, and I'm hyped to watch next week. Impact Wrestling. See you then.